Hello and welcome to this edition with A Time with Hime podcast. Today we're lucky because we get to welcome in students, and we all know that we really like to have students. So we got two students from each of our high schools. We'll ask them questions. We'll let them introduce themselves. We'll go around, let them all introduce themselves. Then we'll ask them some questions and have good conversations. And so here we go.
Caitlin Taylor, I'm from MacArthur, and I'm the student body treasurer.
Anna Adair, I'm from MacArthur, and I'm the student body secretary.
I'm Marcus Aguilar. I'm from Eisenhower High School, and I'm the junior class secretary.
I'm William Downey. I'm from Lawton High School, and I'm the student body president.
My name is Reese Brandenburg. I'm from Eisenhower High School, and I'm the student body president.
My name is Bianca Waterton, and I'm the senior class president from Lawton High School.
We told Will he had to go first. William, sorry I say Will. But so we're going to start with you here, and then we'll go around. Probably the thing everybody asks, and you're one of the first groups of leaders we have, and you get to be honest, because I'm retiring if you don't know that. So you get to be honest, so I won't be here next year. But tell us what you think about how has the cell phone policy changed your day at school?
How we students talk more, it has made a lot of things harder because now I carry around 5 devices throughout the day. I carry around a walkie-talkie, tape measure, and a digital camera. So I carry around way more devices than I used to.
Things your phone used to do for you.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's been fun to get used to. And I do think it's benefiting the kids, though.
So you think overall it's a positive for the students,
yes.
Okay?
I feel like communication-wise, when we have different students across the building, that's a little hard. But a lot of the times when we're in classrooms and stuff like that, there's a lot more engagement, which I have seen. So yeah, those are things that I really like.
So instructionally, it's more engaging.
Yeah.
Which kind of is what we were after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it removes a lot of the distractions. Like in class, if my phone goes off, I'm going to look at it. So in class, whenever I don't have my phone, it's a lot easier to concentrate on what I'm working on.
Okay.
I can kind of agree with everyone else has said. I definitely think communication's a little bit hard whenever you don't have your phone, but also at the same time, probably shouldn't be talking to people throughout the day if you're doing work.
Yeah, I think it's made the student connections better because we actually talk to each other now instead of just staring at screens all day. The biggest thing is we don't have working clocks at Eisenhower. We found out, so nobody knew what time
the clocks didn't work.
Nobody knew what time it was.
And no one's
for,
told me the clocks did work, so we'll get on trying to fix the clocks. I've not heard that yet. That's the first I've heard of it. But that makes sense. If there's not a clock in the room and the clocks don't work, you don't know it. Because I went 2 weeks without my watch the other day. I said, it's not that big a deal. I just use my phone.
Well, I feel for me at least, it makes me be more productive. Instead of just scrolling on my phone, instead of doing my work, I actually get my work done now. But it does make it hard not being able to just notice if you get an email or not. So, on one hand it helps, but on the other hand it makes the connections and communication hard.
So if you were me, we'll ask more of these type questions, but just kind of as a consensus, would you keep the policy in for another year if you had a choice and it wasn't the law?
Probably, yeah.
Well, y'all are going to be gone. Y'all don't care. He did. He said yes, he's going to be here. But seriously, overall, it's probably a positive because I've heard a lot of people say they meet more people, actually talk to your friends instead of text them. It's kind of weird when you're sitting at lunch and you're texting the person sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
You do that in church, but not really. You only use your phone in church to look at your Bible.
Right.
I like that. Okay, so kind of getting into some better questions I really like to ask leaders, especially some of the seniors and juniors coming up. And some of you, Will, you may have heard this question before because you've been in these meetings, you've had this before, but if, I always say one of the goals when I got to Lawton 6 years ago is I wanted to create opportunities and destroy roadblocks. And one thing I looked at a couple of years ago, I started thinking, you know what, I'm 60. An opportunity for me may be a roadblock to you. You don't laugh. But you understand where I'm coming from. What our parents and what your parents and grandparents see as opportunities may be roadblocks. What opportunities can you see or roadblocks can you see that we could possibly add for opportunities or roadblocks could get out of the way to be more productive? Now, again, we're trying to make you better prepared as a life-ready graduate for college, the military, or a job wherever you choose to go. And we'll start with our junior this time.
So I think LPS gives us a lot of opportunities that a lot of other districts really don't. So we can do internships with just about any business, our junior and senior year if we wanted to. And then with Cameron being right in the LRC now, we can take just about any classes we want. So I think it provides us a lot of opportunities that a lot of other schools don't.
Anything you see we could add?
I think being able to do internships in building would be kind of
Okay.
nice, because I know there's some kids who just don't have the ability to drive to a business to go do an internship. So like if they want to do an internship with Mr. Overby at Eisenhower for media production, to have like another hour with that, or even go down to maybe their feeder schools and do an internship there that's just like right across the street.
I like that because they could even do an internship here. Even somebody could be internshipping Bello as he's doing the podcast, learning how to do some of this. So
One thing that I see is that students who take like a whole bunch of concurrent LRC classes, who spend their entire day at like different buildings, they miss like the high school experience at the high school. So like it's good for us, but like the older people might see it. Sorry.
I know what you're saying. That is something that as I've been in this business and tried to expand opportunities, I do hear a lot, that high school experience. It's one reason why, and you guys are kind of the group in the middle. If you notice, any of you got siblings that are a few years younger than you, you would notice that they got the opportunity to take more high school classes in middle school, so they got a lot of that stuff out. So that gives them more flexibility when they get to high school, to hopefully to keep more high school experience. Because one reason why we run buses here, we'd rather students not be here all day, but if you want to take the hours, we don't want to take that opportunity away. Okay, what else?
I just feel like, sorry, I actually have no idea.
I'm sorry. See, I got in and I kind of took your train of thought. If you think of something else, let me know. Okay, Will?
My main concern right now is not having a leadership class in our school. I don't know what happened to that. So that's my main concern. So we have to meet every day after school, and some students don't have buses for 9 hours.
And I think the leadership class gets tough because that's really what Flex was built for, but a lot of you are in concurrent classes during Flex. So how we make that work is something they've talked about in Ed Services, how you make the float of a leadership class work where it works with the Flex, but then Flex, most of you guys are in concurrent classes during the Flex time, so that doesn't work. What else you got?
I would like to see Flex be more used in our schools too. I feel like there's no built curriculum.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's meant to be a remediation and enrichment, take care of your things, build relations. It's got some, and I think our principals this year are doing better with it, but it's not meant to be just breakfast, although it works good that everybody gets to eat breakfast. In our breakfast counts, the original purpose was because y'all start at 7:30, high school kids just don't get up early enough to eat. They just come right to school at 7:30. And we know eating is important to learning. Hungry students don't learn as much as students who aren't hungry. I mean, it's just, there's research behind that. So the idea was to get students to eat. And when I got here, there was like 10% of our high school kids eating breakfast. Now it's about 65%. I don't know why it's not 100. It's free to everyone. Why wouldn't you go eat breakfast? It's free. But that was the ideal. But it wasn't to waste 30 minutes of your day. It's just grab you a breakfast, get something to eat, and find something for remediation and such. Your turn.
Sorry.
That's okay. I do that all the time. Now you're going to make me yawn, and look what's going to happen. And you can tell everybody I made the superintendent yawn on his podcast.
I feel like opportunity-wise, like LPS does a really good job. Like last year, I got to be a part of the nursing program for Great Plains, and that opened a lot of doors with getting like certificates. And now I'm able to like work in a CNA position, which is actually really good.
Oh, nice.
And the fact that kids can take concurrent classes, like I moved a lot last year, and the other school that I went to didn't provide those things, which is like, it was a drastic difference to just have not many opportunities versus so many opportunities taken from you. So when I came back, I was just so happy to just do all those concurrent learning and the Great Plains classes, and just like even being able to go to Suco State and just things like that as a leadership kid. But Roblox, I have to agree with Will on like the no leadership class. That one's a little hard because it's harder for us to build a set plan for like, say, like when we have to make posters and stuff like that. I know that like we don't have time to.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, because after school is just like a lot of the older kids have to work, and the younger kids are like, okay, let's paint, but we don't really know what we're painting.
Or if you're after school activities or
just other things that the older kids have to do that the younger kids are a little lost on. So I kind of agree with the roadblocks being like no leadership class and equal opportunity and stuff like that.
So for me, I feel like going off of what Nyako and Reese they all said, I've taken classes at Great Plains as well. I was enrolled in the biomedical program, and I take classes here at the LRC, and I go to Cameron as well. And I think that like it's amazing, like all the opportunities that we are given as students. Like not like having friends in different towns, they don't have half as many of the experiences that I'm able to have here, which I think is amazing. And then like being so collaborative with other schools, bouncing off ideas, leadership, like is huge, and it's shaped me into who I am today. So I think that's a big part in like growing up and, you know, being ready to go into an employment, and just like really shapes like your future and how you go through. And I think LPS does a great job at giving the students that opportunity.
Oh.
I do think I can agree with everyone. They do. LPS does a great job. One thing I can say is like the football speaker who just came to all the schools and spoke, he did a really good job like motivating people and stuff, and I think maybe like a little bit more of that would be good in the schools.
Okay, bring more guest speakers across the board for the district. It's kind of nice to bring in for the Will Shields coming back, a Hall of Famer from this. I was coaching whenever he was playing. I was in a smaller class. Thank goodness I didn't have to coach against him, but he was well known and a great player all the way through college, and he went to Nebraska, though. We're still not sure why he didn't become a Sooner, but that's okay. He was a great player and a great representative. It's kind of nice to see the man he is outside of football. Question on, when we talk about it, one thing we didn't do, you get to do real quick, is talk about your plans. Okay, and we'll start with MacArthur this time.
That my plans after high school.
Yeah, after high school. What do you plan on doing?
I plan to go to Oklahoma State University and major in biomedical chemistry and biomolecular biology. Yeah. So far that's my plan. I have applied to PLC, New Horizons, a bunch of opportunities there, and I really just want to get involved on campus.
So biomedical chemistry and biology, what are you thinking about being?
So I want to go down the cardiology path. I want to
Okay.
be a cardiac surgeon.
I have a daughter-in-law that's a biomedical physicist.
Yeah.
And that's a really good, she says as a female, there's hardly any, and it's a really good, it's kind of, it's like that biomedical physicist, that's
Right.
I can barely say the word, let alone do it.
Yeah.
But very good, very challenging.
Yes.
I also plan to go to Oklahoma State University, and I plan on getting a degree in family marriage counseling.
Okay, awesome.
I'm hoping to maybe go to OU and then get a degree in chemistry and then get my PhD in organic chemistry.
Oh, awesome.
I plan on going to either OSU or Cameron and majoring in elementary education and becoming
Yes.
a special education teacher.
Awesome, very exciting. We need to get with you and talk about some of our internships on that, and we're working on ways where for Grow Your Own program, we can internship you with us, and we can pay for your college while you're at Cameron if you're going to be a teacher. But it's close to being ready. But so stay in touch with us. Free college is always. It's nice that it's free now. If we can continue that, it would be great.
I plan on majoring in computer engineering, and I plan
Okay.
on going to college, but I do not know where yet.
Don't know where yet.
Yeah.
Computer engineering. Awesome.
I plan on going to OU for data analytics and minoring in computer science. I want to be a healthcare IT manager and just like work with different hospitals on getting their IT department like growing.
Awesome. So I will say I have 3 grown kids. They all went to college and graduated, and they all changed their majors more than once while they were in college. So we talk about now that we're real big into pathways and academies, and you guys are kind of the first group of that. It's just kind of got started, and it's not really that big a deal to you. Hopefully it's bigger to your younger siblings or friends that are in freshmen and sophomores. But there's a chance you might change your major sometime along, but I'm really excited to hear you guys got great plans. Okay, last question. Somebody can answer? Got to. I always have to ask this to the leadership groups before we close out. If you were superintendent for the day, what would you do different? And don't say the leadership class because we've already covered that one. Come on.
I think I would go to each school and kind of like see how it runs behind the scenes, you know, like see how each teacher really teaches, go to a class like unexpected, just announce, and see how the students go about their days. Like, are there any phones
It is
out?
kind of funny when, I haven't done that yet to really look at phones because I don't want to pressure them. I've heard it's pretty good that there's not a lot of phones out. Pretty excited. None of y'all had your phones when you got here. So.
I don't know.
No, anybody else?
Maybe go to some like sports events, like
Yeah.
show your show your school spirit. Even though we don't win a bunch of games, we can still go and support.
You know, it's kind of fun whenever I will say I don't make all the football games per se, but sometimes I have 3 games on TV at the same time so I watch them all. I do watch all the games, and your team has struggled, but it was 38-20, and they almost made they got so close, and it was like the game was over, and it was like it was a great comeback for them. So maybe that'll spur them to play better the next week. I was very excited about they don't give up.
Yeah,
It's pretty exciting that they didn't give up after they had lost that many games. So big shout out to them for fighting to the end.
If you want to come Friday, the theme's Halloween, so
Awesome.
Yeah, Choctaw at Cameron Stadium.
Awesome. Now Thursday, you guys play there again. So I know it's on my schedule to make that one because it's the only game. When it's the only game, I try to make it. So Thursday is there, and then the next week you guys play somebody.
We play U.S. Grant
At
Thursday night.
Eisenhower.
Senior night at Eisenhower.
Oh,
yes.
awesome. So I got those 2 on my schedule. That doesn't mean you know how that goes when you're somebody who acts like they're busy when they're really not, but we got to act like we're busy. So anybody else? Superintendent for a day.
I feel like I would just go to each school and do like a little presentation on how to like show kids that they can like contact you and stuff like that. And you just don't have to be in the blind about everything.
That's true.
So like,
And that's kind of, we do have our student advisory. Has anybody in here ever been in the student advisory? That's kind of why we started that 3 or 4 years ago, was to give you guys an opportunity to say, and there's been some really good things come out of that. The first group, exemptions, I'm sure y'all are glad those are back.
yes.
I can say that really bothers.
Yes.
There's been some other things that's come out that's been good, but yeah, I like that. Anything anybody else wants to say before we get out of here for the day? Well, we always have that. If again, hopefully your friends will watch this. If they got questions or anything they want to ask, they can email it info@lawtonps.org. If they email there, we'll check it. If they got somebody they want on the podcast or something they wanted, and just remember we have a web page, LawtonPS.org is the web page at the school. Get on. If there's things hard to find, there is a search engine down on the bottom right-hand column called Firm, I believe. But it is a search engine you can look at. And so with that said, hey, we're glad you joined us today. As we know, we always enjoy having our students. So until next week, stay safe, and we'll see you then.